When Swami Vivekananda was studying law at University College, London, a white professor disliked him intensely. One day, the professor was having lunch in the dining room. Just then Swami Vivekananda came along with his tray and sit next to the professor. Professor, trying to insult, said to Swami, "Mr. Vivekananda, a pig and a bird do not sit together." Vivekananda ji looked at him and quietly replied, "Don't worry, Professor. I will fly away." On saying it, Swami ji got up and sat at another table. Professor was reddened with rage and wanted to take revenge. The next day in class, the professor posed a question to Swami Vivekananda: if you are walking down the street and found a package within which there was a bag of wisdom and a bag of money and you can take one, then which would you take it? Without hesitation, Swami Vivekananda ji replied, "The one with the money, of course." Professor smiled sarcastically and said, "If I was in your place, I would have taken the bag with wisdom." Swami Vivekananda shrugged and responded, "Each one takes what he doesn't have." Professor was angered by this. When he saw Swami ji's answer sheet, he didn't evaluate it and just wrote idiot on it and gave it to Swami ji. Vivekananda took the answer sheet and sat on his desk. After a few minutes, Swami ji got up and went to the professor and told him in a dignified, polite tone, "Professor, you signed my answer sheet and forgot to give a grade." Once Swami Vivekananda was returning from a temple when he happened to pass by a narrow lane. On one side of the lane was a huge water tank and a tall standing wall on the other. On that wall was a troop of monkeys. And monkeys, being the way they are, didn't let him cross the road. They were all screaming and screeching at him. Also, the lane was so narrow, Vivekananda has no other way to escape. Unable to think of anything else, he started marching in the direction away from them. The monkeys were not done yet and they started running behind him. He was terrified and just kept on running. While one monkey from the troop was about to bite Vivekananda, an old man who was passing by exclaimed, "Fight your fears." As soon as he heard these words, a wave of courage hit him. He turned around and stared back at the monkey. Much to his surprise, the monkey frightened and fled away. This simple incident teaches us an important lesson in life. With determination, courage, and fearlessness, one can pass through any obstacle. Swami Vivekananda represented India and Hinduism in the Parliament of World Religion in Chicago, and before going abroad, he was tested by his mother on whether he had the right to preach Hinduism. After a delicious supper, both of them sat down to eat some fruits. Swami cut the fruit, ate it, and after that, his mother asked him for the knife. He handed over the knife to his mother and she was more than pleased. She said, "You have passed the test and you are now eligible to preach the world." A confused Swami questioned her what was she talking about. His mother replied, "Son, when I asked for the knife, I saw how you handed it to me. You gave the knife by holding its sharp edge and kept the wooden handle of knife towards me, so that I would not get hurt when I take it, and this means you took care of me. And this was your test in which you passed." To have compassion and being able to take good care of others is a remarkable quality. It is the law of the nature that the more selfless you are, the more you will receive, and so did Swami Vivekananda. Swami was traveling in a train and was wearing a wristwatch that caught the attention of a few girls present in the train. They were making fun of his clothes and his appearance. They decided to play a prank. The girls asked him to give them the watch, else they would complain to the cops that he was harassing them. He then remained silent and acted deaf. He made signs to the girls to write what they wanted to say on a piece of paper. The girls wrote it on the paper and gave it to him. Any ideas what he did next? He then spoke. He called the cops and said, "I have a complaint to make." He was the first Indian to represent his country and Hinduism at the gigantic platform Parliament of the World's Religions in year 1893. There is an interesting tale behind this. In the evening, he decided to spend some time with himself to clear his mind ahead of his lecture the next day. For the evening walk, Vivekananda remained in his saffron robe, and while he was walking near a park, a woman, who had been conspicuously observing him for some time, stopped him. Unable to control her thoughts, she asked him, "Can't you wear proper clothes to look like a gentleman?" Vivekananda, with a polite smile and gesture, replied, "In your culture, a tailor makes a gentleman, but in our culture, character makes gentlemen."
Distinguished delegates to the world's Parliament of Religions, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the afternoon session of the opening day today, the 11th of September, 1893. We now introduce you to Swami Vivekananda from India and request him to address us. Swami Vivekananda.
Sisters and brothers of America,
he said, my name, Swami Vivekananda ji says, my name should not be made prominent. It is my ideas that I want to be realized. So very rarely a human being, a leader, a people's leader, a spiritual leader will say, not my name, but my ideas that I want to be realized. So beautiful.